Check out the frame on that hoe. Okay, that's just silly. I got ahead of myself here a little bit. I wasn't videotaping. I sandblasted that frame, some 2 coats of primer, and I'll admit this isn't a show car restoration, so I'm using rattle cans. It's a Rust-Oleum primer, and everything's going to be in Rust-Oleum. So it's still drying on the 2nd coat. Maybe I'll get that into green today. One piece at a time. These are the wheels. I'm going to throw these in a blasting cabinet now. Look where the heat, look at how much heat I had to put on this thing to get it. It was so frozen on that drive axle. This one's got a little rust. I was just testing out some colors. They're not bad. They're not bad. I'm not going with this green. I'm going with a forest green and then a color that's called a meadow green, which is a couple shades lighter. This pale green here is a little 270s for me. And like I said, it ain't a show car. So let me throw these bad boys in the blasting cabinet and I'll show you before and after. Before during. And it's not quite after. I ended up using that because it's much faster than the blasting cabinet. Because I'm not doing body work on this. And let's keep it real, it's a piece of farm equipment. But I did want to get the rust out of these pits here, so I went through and hit it with the blaster. So I'm going to wipe her down, throw a little primer on there, and while that's drying I'm going to hit this one. Before, during, before, uh-oh, first coat of primer. So I have the 2nd wheel stripped down. Pretty cool. I'm going to throw some primer on that. But let me show you what happens when you have butterfingers. Butterfingers. Yeah. Here's a tip. Don't drop things that are wet with paint in the dirt. Damn it! Well, gotta let that dry. It was looking so decent too for a minute there. But it fell right off that pole out of my hands into the dirt. Crap. So we've got a couple coats of the forest green. A little shine to it. Let that'll be good. Good. Took a little thinner on a rag. Wipe the dirt out of the paint. Put a couple coats of paint back on it. So for the occasional bug. You can tell it's a little lighter green. It's not quite that urinary tract infection green that was on there before, but this one's kind of growing on me. I like this better than that other green. So we'll see. And we'll go get the transmission out and start scrubbing on that. So here's where we leave it. Sunday evening, it's about 5 o'clock. I gotta pick some salad and grill some cow. Frame is painted. 2 coats of primer, 3 coats of top coat. Rust-Oleum, bomb-proof. As soon as that cures. Yeah, still a little soft. I mean, you can feel it soft, but it's dry. That'll be pretty blast-proof. So I got that done in the dark forest green. And you saw these guys done in a meadow green, which is a little lighter. This is the one, a couple bugs got into the paint, but you know what? Keep telling myself, dude, it's a rototiller. It's not a show car. But those stripped, primed, a couple coats of paint, at least 2 coats of paint. This one I had to wipe down and put, so that one may have a little more paint on there. That's the one that fell in the dirt. So that for that, and let's see where we're leaving the Trans-Michigan. And last but not least, we are left with the gearbox. I think I call it a transmission. I don't know that I would necessarily call that a transmission. I don't know. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Potato, potato, whatever. But I got it mostly clean. I'm not getting crazy. I'm not polishing the case, but I am going to degrease it. This is the fill cap, which I have no idea how much goes in there, but I'm assuming, here's what I'm assuming, because I just topped it off, that when it's in its normal position, which is like this, that the gear oil should be right about to the edge of these threads, which makes it kind of the bottom quarter there full of gear oil, which is, I don't know, that's just kind of common sense. So that's what I did. I pulled that cap, topped it off with some gear oil with it in this position till it gets right to the edge, put the cap back on, and now I'm trying to get a little more of the dirt off. Like I said, it's not a show rig. I'm not taking it to rototiller shows, but I do want it clean. It'd be kind of cool. So there you go. Now I gotta go pick some salad. Thanks for watching.